In this video I'm going to strip down the front wheel from my T140V Triumph Bonneville. It's a 75 build year, 1976 model year, and I imported it from America. I've actually got it registered and my ambition is to ride it the spring coming, so it's not that far away, so I need to pull my finger out. So I'm stripping the wheel. Why am I stripping the wheel? Well, as it turns out, I did fancy using different rims on this bike and I've managed to buy one. Unfortunately, I haven't got it here yet, but it's on its way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely strip the spokes and the rim off this, because they're actually in quite good condition, and it'd be a shame to do the usual trick of get an angle grinder, cut all the spokes, throw the rest of it away. I have done that in the past. This is too good. So I'm going to strip it down, hopefully have all the spokes in a reasonable nick for me or for someone else in the future. And the rim, actually somebody had put some rust proofing on it and it's really not in bad nick. The more I've looked at it, the more I've thought, should I have bought a new rim? Of course I should. First things first, I'm going to take the axle out before I get into a grunting and groaning session with the tyre. These axle nuts can be a bit entertaining to get off. I've given it a little bit of heat. I've got a big enough spanner, I think. I've put some lubricant on it as well. But my secret weapon is the fact I've put a fork leg back on the other side. Now it is a right hand thread, because on this side of the bike, as the wheel's going that way, it would keep wanting to tighten. So to undo it, we've got to go that way. And there we go. Hardly any resistance whatsoever. Now before I take it all the way out, I'm going to take the fork leg off the other side. I impressed myself here in that I have the special tool. I bought a job lot of tools for British bikes a while ago, and I wondered what this was for. I've never taken one of these spindles out before. I do know it's a right hand thread, so this should work. Oh gosh, would have probably come out with a punch. There's me getting all excited. To remove the spindle, you've actually got to knock the bearing out with a section that's on the actual spindle in the middle. Now, I don't know if I'll get it out here, but let's just have a go. No, it's definitely coming out. A bit too good. You can see the shoulder that's driven the bearing out, and to be fair, the bearing isn't bad, but I suspect I'm going to replace it anyway. What you would do is take the bearing off here now and use that shoulder the other way around to drive the other bearing out. To remove the bearing from the shaft, what you do is you set your vise so that it's on the actual bearing in a race, not on the actual shaft itself. Make sure it's loose enough, and then we should be able to tap it out. Wasn't that easy. Made a mess of my vise though. You can see the shoulder where the bearing sits, and use that bit to drive out the other side. When you're ready for that, I'm not at the moment. And in preparation for taking the tyre off, using another of the right tools for a change, I'll just let all the air out the tyre. Typical, really old tube, and it's holding air. Unfortunately, it'll go in the bin. Let the tyre bask for a while under the lovely warmth of my infrared heater. I'll use a G-clamp to break the bead. Looking good. What you don't want to do is punch yourself in the face. There we go, that's one side. Doesn't look like that inner tube is going to be any good to use after this, does it? Oh, I know what I've done. Right, so I just need to push the tube through, so I'll probably pull the tube out. Oh, for God's sake. Come on. I'm bloody annoyed now. Like I said, a grunt and groan session. It's a testament to the quality of the chrome in the past. Not a single mark on it despite all of that. But anyway, I've got it off now. Thank God. I've been putting some WD-40 on all the nipples. I thought, right, I'll just crack them and then I'll use the screw end so that I can take them out. And spent about 4 hours looking for my spoke key, which I last used to build a rear wheel for a 72 Triumph, which must be 5 or 6 years ago. Thing is, I didn't put it back in the place where I think it lives, so I can't find it, and I've been through all my toolboxes and still can't find it. It will be somewhere. So what I'm going to do is use an adjustable, and you need to make sure you do get it on so that it's nice and firm. I wouldn't use one of these usually because you don't want to keep piddling about, but get it on firm and yeah, just get it cracked. Perhaps a couple of turns. Yeah, he says. Get it on nice and firm. Yeah, there we go. And then, what I can do is using a screwdriver in the end, I can just unscrew it. So I'm going to whip my way around these. I won't make you watch because there are 40 of them. And then I'll rattle them out, probably with a machine. Voila! I do think that all of these are the same length, whichever way they're going. So you have to fiddle about a bit to get them out. So if I take two out side by side, there we go. But you'll notice they have different bends on them, so you do have to watch out for that when you're coming to put it all back together. So I'll make a set of them and a set of them. Having took all the spokes out, I've got 4 sets of 10. 2 sets with the slightly wider angle and 2 sets with a 90 degrees. Next thing is, let's take out the other bearing. So to do that, I've got to take out the circlip. I have already had a go, as you can see. I found that my newer circlip pliers, the ends were just slightly too big, so I got these things out, which are probably older than me, and they do get a grip. And I'm going to need a new one of these. Comedy. It's just going to go over, innit? I'll work it out.
Giving me wind and rain.
I'm actually going to stop now. I've stripped the wheel down because, like typical with projects, plans start to change. The rim I bought was a lovely rim. It's a Borrani, you know, the valence type alloy rims. I love it, but I don't actually now, with hindsight, think it's going to fit in with the bike I'm intending to build. So I changed my mind on that a little bit, which, yeah, these things happen. I've got these clean, and I was going to go for the look of the sort of bare aluminium, and I might still go for that, I'm not sure. But in trying to clean this sort of finish off, you end up where you're getting a polish, too much of a polish. So the next thing I'm actually going to do with these is quite exciting in some ways. I built a vapor hone, vapor blaster about 2 years ago, and I've never really used it because I never quite got it finished. I actually used some of the ideas from a guy called Casey Anderson at Motorcycle and Art. Great channel, got some lovely stuff on it on old bikes. Hey Casey, thank you very much for what you did do. But I used his ideas and I made a cheaper version that worked quite well. Well, I have now got a newer blast cabinet, a bigger one to use, and hopefully when I get that sorted I'll do a video to show how I've built that dirt cheap vapor blasting at home. I know there's loads of videos like that, but mine really was dirt cheap. So I'm going to vapor blast them, and if you hang fire you might just see a bit of that, because if I've got some video of it when I'm editing this video, I will put it in. But if not, hang around with the channel because vapor blasting will be coming up, and then you can see what I decide to do with these hubs and what rims I use. I may even do a wheel building video. Oh, hey, such fun.